Hey everybody, Shane here, Shoebox Legends. Thanks for stopping by for another video. Just gonna get right down to it today. I have 5 graded cards in front of you here. So I've been spending a lot of time the last few weeks just finally getting a hold on my graded card collection. I've been at this for 15 years now as an adult, and I can say this is the first time ever that I managed to inventory all of my cards on a spreadsheet and can tell you exactly how many graded cards I have and where they are and how they're sorted, and can locate any one of them. It was a tremendous amount of work getting them all pulled out and inventoried. And going through that, I've identified a lot that I'm actually going to sell and move on from that just aren't a fit for my collection any longer. So more to come on that in the future. But the 5 that you see here are relatively recent pickups for the most part. And these are 5 that are definitely going to survive the cut for now and remain in the collection. And they are going to cover all of the major sports and even a non-sport card. So I think there'll be something for everyone in the stack here today. We're going to start out with the baseball card, and I'm going to hold it over here so you can get some backlighting. This is the Topps Gallery of Heroes Mark McGwire insert from 1999 Gallery. Love these. I've talked about them many times. And the reboot of them that we got in 2013, Topps Archives, but they're stained glass cards, and they are simply fantastic. And of course, this is, you know, prime Big Mac era, late 90s. I know not everybody appreciates that, but he's a part of the hobby and baseball history for better or worse, and just thought that was a cool card to add to the collection. Dirt cheap. Believe that cost me around $20. On a similar note, I have the one hockey card in today's video. And this is sort of, I guess, an example of how I can be contradictory as a collector. So I've done quite a few episodes, you know, showcasing me sort of downgrading from what I would consider a higher grade, mid to high grade vintage card into a lower grade card that looks just as nice, and then using the, you know, the proceeds to expand my collection. So I love doing that. It's about the card and not the grade as far as I'm concerned. However, if you're going to find a card like this at a price point like I found this one at, that is this well-centered and looks this amazing in a PSA 7, this is a Hall of Famer, Marcel Pronovost on the 1967 Topps design. I mean, that is just killer. I don't need the card to look this nice, but this was, again, similar to the Big Mac that we just looked at, somewhere in the $20 to $25 range, delivered to my door. Not a lot of people care about vintage hockey. I get that. And certainly, you know, outside of the Gordie Howes of the world, there's a big drop-off. So even though this guy won 5 Stanley Cups, the last of which actually came in the 1967 season with the Maple Leafs, very few people in the hobby really care that much. And so that was a sub $30 card, even in a 7. So would have bought that in a 4 or 5, but happy to get it in a 7 at that price. So there's a couple sports that we see often here on the channel, baseball and hockey. They're by far the most represented sports in my collection, and as such in my graded card collection. However, I do dabble once in a while and pick up the occasional football or basketball card. And so I pulled out a graded example from each of those 2 sports that I've never shown on the channel before, that I sort of unearthed during my big reorganization here. We're going to start with the football card. Check this one out from 2017 Panini Select, the light blue die cut Tom Brady in a PSA 9. For me, obviously, this is all about like the team color match. This is a later career, or at least later Patriots era Brady card, but I love Select and Prism and all those shiny sets from Panini. This has that amazing etching. Like, look at the way the uniform just absolutely glows in the helmet here. We don't get this on modern cards anymore. Even Prism doesn't look like this, I don't think, in its most recent iteration. So simply fantastic. I don't really care too much that it's die cut or not. That's fine. I do like the blue border being a team color match for the Patriots. That's one of the reasons I picked this up in the first place, even though I'm not a huge Patriots guy. And it doesn't hurt that it is serial numbered out of 99 on the back. So hard for me to part with, any legend or great of the game, and I do consider Tom Brady to be that. Apologies to anyone who's not a fan. I do live in New England. I've been a Patriots fan since even before the Brady era, the painful years. And so, of course, I'm a fan of the man. And yeah, happy to have that one in my very, very small football card collection. And then for basketball, no surprise here, we're going to stick with the Shine. This is honestly probably like a $10 card. I think I paid for it. Not even worth the cost of grading, but I just love it. From 2007 Topps Chrome. Check out this orange refractor of Spud Webb. So, I mean, what's not to like here? Really, really cool. Does not have etching like the Panini card that we just saw, but it does have some refractive element even on the player jersey, which is something that we don't really get with most modern Topps shiny sets. Usually the player is exempt from the shine. But this is just all about the subject and the picture, the photo. I remember Spud Webb. I've never been a huge NBA fan. I won't claim to have been really at any point in my life. But I remember, Spud Webb and just kind of seeing somebody who was only, I think, 5'6" or 5'7" out there on the court. Not only playing with those giants, but also with the ability to dunk. Somebody who was, a few inches shorter than I am even was just very inspiring. And it was just cool to watch. And so I love this photograph of him here going up for the dunk. He's at the rim. Ball is still going through and, his legs are crossed over in midair. You've got that great, refractive crowd and rainbow colored crowd behind him. Just awesome. While orange is not really necessarily a match for the Hawks of this era in a weird way, the fact that it's red and yellow almost does make this orange parallel work. Pretty sure I got this for, like I said, under $10 back in the day. Doubt it's increased in value any since then, but that's totally fine with me. It's not why I have it in the collection. And there are cards much more valuable than this that I'll be moving on from that didn't make the cut, that I'll be selling to generate some funds, because it's not all about value, monetary value at the end of the day. That's a factor for sure, but it's not the only variable or even the most important variable. It's really just how much you enjoy the card. And then I have one other one to end off here, and this is going to be a card from a grading company. I know these are like fly-by-night. Seems like they pop up every day. A new one. I'm guessing you haven't heard of this one. I never had prior to stumbling upon this card, but this is graded by the Electric Grading Company. And when you see the card, I think you're going to wonder or really understand, I guess, why I picked this up sort of tongue-in-cheek. But it's for my Darth Vader collection, and it's from the Star Wars Galaxy release. And these are basically artist-drawn paintings or cards that are done up in chrome with refractors. This set has come out the last 2 years in the Star Wars side of the collecting universe. This happens to be a refractor, and check out the awesome shine on this Vader refractor. You've got like this lightning going on in the background. It almost has like a Darth Vader Scoring Kings vibe with those lightning strikes. Reason I picked this out was the cheap price, but also while I don't know if I'll necessarily be using them at all, I do appreciate the level of effort here that the Electric Grading Company went to. So this is their logo here with the lightning bolt for the E. The slab, honestly, is like crystal clear, very similar to a CSG slab. Feels high quality. It's a little bit different in size compared to the other slabs in my collection, but overall, very nice look and appeal. But what really got to me is the effort that they go into in creating the custom flips. So they actually designed the flip for the slab to mimic the encased card with like this kind of artist take on this. And I know this is, again, not for everybody. This is the only one of these I have. I do prefer PSA, don't get me wrong, but for like the $20 that this card cost me, I want to commend them for, putting this together. They have a team of people that work on this, and they use a combination of clipping, photos from the card or design elements off the card, other photographs and things like that, and they make these custom flips. So I have a Darth Vader in the lightning on the actual flip to match the Darth Vader in the lightning on the actual card. So, and just, again, this The clear slab here is just perfect for this like lightning element. Awesome job on this set by Topps. Really, really dig those Galaxy chrome refractors. But yeah, it's as much to me. This is as much about showing off the electric grading company as anything. I've had this card a few months now. I should have checked again prior to recording this. At last check, they were still open and accepting submissions. I want to say they were around $10 or $12 a card. What I may take advantage of, they do have a cool service, or they did anyway, if there's, hopefully they're still open, where you could submit a card. They won't grade it, but they'll simply encase it and do a cool custom flip for you for, I think, around $10. And so given how cool this one looks, I was actually considering maybe doing a little fun experiment where I send in maybe some non-sports or kind of interesting subject matter into these folks at $10 a card, just to kind of see what they come up with for flip design. So we'll see. I'll check after the video, see if they're still open for business. If they are, I'll leave a link below, and maybe that's an experiment that I'll conduct someday. But for now, that's the final graded card that I had to show off. Just kind of showing some of the collection diversity here with the 4 major sports and a Star Wars card, and then a brief look at the electric grading company. So thank you as always for stopping by to spend a few minutes of your valuable hobby time with me here on the channel. And as you know, I'll be back in the very near future with some more content. Until then, take care and enjoy the hobby, everybody.